What do you do when you can't sleep? You get up and make. Hi, this is Kelly with Kelly's Creative Dream Studios, and it is about 3:30 on Tuesday morning, and this is day 21 of our 31 days of Halloween. We only have 10 days left. So today is Tuesday, so it's Holtz Tuesday, and I am borrowing today's project from one of the makes that we did during the Christmas class, which was collaging the base of the tag. Now I'm doing something, there's a couple of different things about collaging. Number one is like the one that we did yesterday, where we layered everything and overlapped everything. This one, for the most part, we start with just butting edges together, and then where things don't exactly fit, like here, I had a gap of about 1/4 inch by 1.5 inches, and I put this one over top of it just to close that little gap. Now you'll see I've got some hanging over, and I have some white space here. So what I'm going to do when I get all ready to trim up is I'm just going to trim down that side. Now I have a lot of different ephemera pieces. Some of these were cut from the wallpaper strips, and I just put a mass of stuff out here and see what I wanted to play with, what would fit where I needed it to go, that kind of thing. And so that's where I'm at. I've got this one corner left up here, and I'm thinking I want to go this way with this one. Now I have been, one of the things we didn't do in the Christmas class that I have been doing with this one is I have been distressing the edges with black soot, just so that they stand out on their own a little bit. And I'm using collage medium. And I should have used the jar for this, but I'm down to the last piece, so we're just going to go ahead. And I realize I'm off camera, but I'm just squiggling some of the collage medium on the back, and I'm working down here in the corner of my mat so that I don't have collage medium where I'm laying this stuff. So give me just a second here to spread this out, and that's all I'm using is my little paintbrush, spreading everything out. I have become a fan of collage medium, I gotta tell you. I have become an absolute fan. Now I want to put this away so that the word spirit is in there. So we should be able to leave it intact. I'll use a paper towel here really quick. And if you need to get, if you want to get stuff off your mat before it dries to peel off, go ahead and put a little bit of hand sanitizer down, and you can clean that space right up. So we'll get this wiped down and out of the way. Okay, now I have pieces here I'm not going to use. They'll go back in the ephemera books. And I'll put those away in just a minute so you can see those. See my ephemera book? We'll put that over here. Close up my collage medium. And I had Toxic out, decided I didn't want to use it. I have other pieces here I'm not using. So before we go any farther, and see I've got this here, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a little bit of sanitizer there, where that glue is at, just a drop, and come back in with my paper towel. Now you could use a baby wipe for this, and get some of that sticky off of there. The rest of it will dry, and you can use it later, but I'm going to use my sticky scissors for this to snip this one off. Right up close, so I don't have that in the way. And I've got some here, but this is already dried, so it should trim up nicely. So I'm going to bring out my trimmer, and I'm just going to, I know this is, well, let's go this way, so I can put this up here, line that up. Yeah, that one we want to line up, so we'll do that right there. And I love my Fiskars trimmer because it has the wire that helps me see exactly where I need to cut off. Now this one, remember we want to take this edge off all the way down, so I'm going to scoot that in just a little bit. And I'm trying not to lose my bat, because I really liked that bat. And I am going to keep this. That little piece will make great filler. Okay. Okay, now we have that. Now we can bring in our tab. Now I need to take this off here just a hair. Just a hair. I could, now I'm going to, you know what, because I don't want to lose the Halloween part on the top of there. And that's where part of our tag's going to go anyway. So we're just going to leave it. And I'm going to bring in, now see, I put this dot here where this is the one that I use the most often on here. And we're going to snip that off. And then I got to be careful I don't throw things in my coffee cup over here. Coffee at 3:30 in the morning was a must. Okay. So there's that. Now I want to come back with my, let's see, I've got collage medium on there, but we might use him in a little bit. But I'm going to bring this here, and I'm going to really dust that top heavy where that white edge was at. And then we can come all the way around and do this. Now next week's Timmy Tuesday is going to be a pocket, and we're going to be using Tim Holtz's tag dies for that one. Okay, so now I have this. Now, I had this vision of this guy, and I'm going to distress his edge a little bit because I want him to have a shadow behind him, because we are going to bring him up on dimensionals. And so he's naturally going to have a shadow. So we're going to do that. If you notice, it's still dark in here, almost like he has a cape on. I thought that was kind of cool. Okay, so that one we're going to bring up on dimensionals. Scoot that over. Scoot that over. And bring in our dimensionals. Now, so I'm not using all of my black ones. I'm going to put the black ones around the edge where he can be seen. And then to avoid my trampoline in the center, I'll put in, you know what, we could go ahead and do this one. Let's do this down the center. Let's go ahead and do this one for our trampoline. And let's peel this up right down through the center. While this is not a Stampin' Up video, I will let you know that if you don't have a Stampin' Up demonstrator to fill you in on all the good stuff, Stampin' Up is having free shipping this week. I believe my sister-in-law told me tomorrow through Friday. So if you need something from Stampin' Up, I will leave Rhonda's information down below, or check with your, if you have a demonstrator you use, check in with her. I'm sure by now, or if not, maybe today as you're watching this, you may get an email or a Facebook message from your demonstrator that free shipping is this weekend. Now, free shipping is a great time to pick up any punches you need or any cardstock or paper you need, because those two things weigh a ton. Okay, so now I have this guy, and I'm putting him right here because he has this hand over here, and we want to keep that open. And I'm going to press him right down there. I think I got him relatively straight. I don't know, maybe he's been around the formaldehyde a little long and he's a little on the crooked side. We'll straighten him up just a little bit. Then I have one of these skulls, and I'm going to go ahead and put it on a piece of cardstock. Let's see if I've got a piece sitting here. A piece. I knew it was going to make me get up. Because here's the piece I wanted. So that I can go ahead and, or put him down here. Put this up here. And then I'm going to fussy cut around him just so that he's got some stability, because he is also going to be up on dimensionals, and that sticker just wasn't going to allow that. So I'm going to cut this off really quick with my fussy cut scissors. I had a message from my daughter last night. She works in the trucking industry. Did anybody know about the Amazon outage yesterday? I missed that information. Good thing I hadn't ordered anything through Amazon yesterday, but you know, don't know what the deal was. I just know she asked me if I was affected by the outage yesterday. And I don't think I was. I don't think I had anything coming in. Now we got to get that in here. Here we go. I get my fingers cramped into those holes on those scissors, and sometimes it's a little hard to get me for the scissors to turn loose. And then I'm just dusting him to make sure we get all that white out of the way. And then he's going to go up on a dimensional, and I think we can use a big one for him too. Because it's going to look like our guy is carrying this head. And I think I need my tweezers for this so that I can get in there. Where are my tweezers? My tweezers aren't where they're supposed to be. Oh, here they are on my desk. Then when I take my tweezers off, I can see things too. And he's going to hang right here by this guy's hand. He's going to be holding on to him. And I'm going to tuck him under there just a little bit, just like that. So it looks like he's carrying the skull. And then I'm going to put a top hat on him. Actually, I decided against doing the top hat on him. I remember now. But I do want to go through and I want to add a couple of pieces of the sellotape. And I think I'm going to use this one here. If I can get it off the sheet. Am I picking from the right side? I wasn't. I was picking from the back side. That helps. Okay, where's our piece I wanted to use? Let's go ahead and use this one. There we go. Now, I do want to use part of this over here, right there. Bring in my sticky scissors again. Clip that off. And let's go up here, across here. Now's a tricky thing. What kind of words do we want to use? Do you have any ideas? Let's flip through our book and see what we have. Set him over. Open our book and go to our words. Calls answered day or night. Kind of like that one. And I need the black. Strange aversions. I don't know if it'd stand off of there very well. Really like the black. Not apothecary. Okay, now we may use calls answered day or night. But I do have another one over here. This was the Halloween 2023. I think this is 2024. So let's look at our... oh, this is the same one. They're both... This is 2024. Words are the same, but the only difference is one of the books has the slits in the hat so you can put them over top of the head of the dolls. So let's go with calls answered day or night. Just like that. And snip that apart. Calls answered. Day or night. Let's go like that. Okay. Then the only thing we need is a topper, and I want to use the black silk seam binding. So I'm going to unwind that. Get our fabric scissors here and clip that off. Do like that. I'm going to work in the next couple of days to try and get all the tag stuff done so that I can get all the Halloween stuff out of the way before the end of the month. Now this has a little bit of a crease in it, and I'm okay with that. But what I am going to do is I think we're going to go ahead and snip that off. I think part of the reason I woke up this morning and could not go back to sleep was I started thinking about all the stuff I need to get done in this office. And I think I'm going to come back in with my new stapler. This is a swing line. It is fashioned a lot like the Tim Holtz Tiny Attacher, but it uses standard size staples. And it's a little shorter. You don't get the reach as far into the page, but most of the time I'm not reaching into a page anyway. So this just works. And I can use regular size staples with it. Okay, so there's that. Now, do we want to put something over top of there? Maybe. I'm thinking no, because we're going to have to put something in the back too, and I don't want to do that yet. So let's leave that one. I don't know what we could put over the top of that, but eventually I'll put something back here, possibly. Now see, I folded that tape over instead of trimming it off, but that's okay. So there is our day 21 Tim Holtz Tuesday tag for the 31 days of Halloween. Please remember to like, to share, and subscribe, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for whatever I feel like playing with, and I have an idea. Spooky creative blessings.